Meanwhile, more than 180 businesses and corporations have signed on to a letter sent to the lawmakers of Tennessee. Their message, Carrie, is to stop anti-LGBTQ legislation currently being considered in the legislature.
Kyle Horan is taking an in-depth look at the implications of these measures. Some say the damage done is to the state's economy.
In 2021, there are a number of bills that are stirring things up here at the state capitol. LGBTQ advocates say the decisions that are made here are going to have long-lasting impacts on the state of Tennessee.
My name's Olivia Hill. I'm born and raised in Nashville.
At Olivia Hope's Bellevue home, she's monitoring an issue that's very close to her. Bills in the state legislature, she says, impacts her as a transgender woman.
I didn't know that I was transgender at 5 or 6 because I didn't know what that word was. I didn't know what it meant. But I knew that I was different from anybody else, and I didn't feel any different from my mom, my grandmother, or any other woman that I was around.
As a child, Hill says she remembers trying to wear girls' clothing, but eventually was put into therapy with a doctor who tried to tell her to be a boy. And for the longest time, decades, she did.
I had a really hard time trying to figure out why they told me that I shouldn't feel this way.
Hill joined the Navy and served in Desert Storm. But when her mom died several years ago, her inner self came out again.
The counselor I was seeing labeled it as transgender, and I never really thought about that.
She says she's happier now, but when she hears about bills in the legislature that puts the same stigma on kids in 2021, it upsets her.
Not accepting these kids is just horrible. It's just absolutely horrible. I cannot imagine as a transgender woman having to take all of me after I've been on hormones for a while and then hide it all because some cisgender straight person decided that's what's best for me.
Joe Woolley, CEO of Nashville LGBT Chamber, is responsible for forming this letter, signed by more than 180 businesses and corporations, including Amazon and Dell. It asks lawmakers to stop their pursuit of about 15 bills the group says is discriminatory to LGBTQ people. He says the state stands to lose businesses and conventions because of it.
Tennessee has so much going for it in regards to business and tourism and our economy. It's just record breaking. But we also have the most potential to have the biggest amount of harm come to us.
Kyle Horan, News Channel 5.
And also today, the NCAA released a statement saying they would not hold championships in states that they believe had discriminatory policies towards transgender people.